Welcome to Citizens Dialogue. I am Cassie Tony, joined by our analysts, Kings Ojalo and Ugochukwu Ifeanyichukwu. Today we'll bring you the latest breaking news across Nigeria, from urgent updates to insightful analysis. We'll guide you through the stories that matters. Now let's get started. Senate drama. Akpabio warns Abaribe over defection from APGA. Igbo youth insulted by City Boy. Rally invitation in Owerri coming from OYC. Kenneth Okonkwo criticizes APC, says Nigerians may not survive another term. We'll go on a short break now. When we return, we'll dive in. Stay with us. It's a pleasure having you, Ugochukwu. It's a pleasure having you, Ugochukwu.
Yes, it's a pleasure to be here on our usual digest.
You look a bit, I don't even know how to put it, but you don't look like your usual shabby self. What is the problem? Is Nigeria getting to you?
Is the fuel scarcity and subsidy is gone? Something is happening in Iraq and we are feeling it here. We'll be talking about the inaptitude of the Nigerian leaders over the years.
Okay, so that's what it's getting to you.
The Nigerians are really feeling it, that if we have our local refineries working, we might not have been feeling the impact the way we are feeling it.
All right, Ojalo, it's a pleasure having you.
Thank you so much.
So
Cassie.
I'm going to...
It's also good to see you, Ugochukwu. It's my pleasure seeing you again.
Yes,
all right,
thank you.
Thank you so much. So, Ojala, I'll start with you. The drama going on in the Senate. Akpabio has threatened Abaribe that he's going to make his senatorial seat vacant because he has left APGA to another party, which is the ADC. And now, in the Constitution, in the 1999 Constitution amended, any senator or any politician that leaves his political party to another has to state the reason why he's leaving his party if there is crisis, because according to the Constitution, the party are the ones who elected the person into the office. Now, we've seen several senators leaving their parties to another political party. They've stated their reasons. According to PDP, PDP stated that the reason why they are leaving their party to another party is because of the crisis in their party. Now, Abaribe left APGA to ADC. In the letter that was read in the Senate, at the Senate meeting, he didn't state the reason why he left his party. And now, Akpabio has threatened to make his seat vacant. What do you have to say about that?
I think, Akpabio has really, demonstrated his role as a Senate Speaker, Senate President rather. The fact that he has given the distinguished senator, that is Abaribe, a period of time to clarify his purpose of leaving APGA to the new coalition, which is defecting to ADC. He really stated that indeed Akpabio is, taking his duty, but in the long run, the distinguished senator has also give reasons for his defection, which every other political high stakeholders has been doing from different political platform. Is it the PDP, most especially those from the PDP going to the ruling administration party, and recently the session that happened on Tuesday, March 12, recently, where the threatens to declare the seat of Abaribe, that is representing Abia South, vacant if it doesn't provide, the necessary
reason why he's leaving
the necessary paper approval of his defection from the APGA to, or he should remain in that same coalition, which is the APGA. So there's two options for the distinguished senator Eyanaya Abaribe. Now, thank you. Now, my focal point here is concerning this because I see it as dispute. You understand? My focal point is I think it is something beyond this. You understand? Because we've seen defections of so many other candidates, you know, for most especially from the PDP defecting to the party that
to the
ruling party, and they have not been given
any reason. They've not stated the reason.
A strong assignment like this, or they have not been probed concerning it. So the question is why is the distinguished Aberibe
Ojalo, before you go further, let's find out from let's hear from Ugochukwu before you go further. Ojalo, you will finish your statement. I'll still get back to you, but hold that thought. I'll get back to you. All right, Ugochukwu, looking at Abaribe Eyinaya, you know, in September 2025, he was expelled from ABGA because he was practicing anti-party system, and then in 2027, Abaribe stood as a shorty for Nnamdi Kanu. He stood as a shorty for Nnamdi Kanu when he was arrested. And then in June 2018, the DSS also arrested this Abaribe. Now, the Akpabio asking him to provide the necessary paperwork why he's leaving ABGA to ADC. Do you see it as Akpabio is being biased? You know, because if they're saying that he's practicing anti-party system, that is why he was expelled from ABGA. Wike, former Rivers State governor, is also practicing anti-party system. So why has he not been expelled from PDP? And then my second question is, perhaps Abaribe defected to APC. Will the Senate president ask him to state the reason why he's leaving the party or provide any legal paperwork?
You see, good morning once again, Nigerians. And again, what you understand here is Akpabio has clearly played his role as a Senate president, because the Senate of Nigeria have what they call standing rules. Aside the Electoral Act 2022, which brought Abaribe from PDP to ABGA, and now we have a new Electoral Act which is recently signed by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, 2026 Electoral Act, which clearly stated that before a political office holder defects from a particular political party, there must be certain reasons. And being a federal lawmaker, his reason for defecting from ABGA to the ADC is not clearly stated, and I tell you in truth, he can't defend it because he is a senator. So, and political parties are formed from the national. No state has a political party, no local government has a political party. Although if you want to register, you go back to your wards. But political parties are nationally owned. So before you defect as a high-ranking political office holder in that category of Abaribe, there must be a division in the national of your political party. That one is very clear. And if my memory serves me right, the last time I checked, ABGA is not having a national crisis in the hierarchy, maybe their NWC, their BOT, and also their National Working Committee. They don't have any divisions there. So the one you're talking about, PDP, is not to be compared to what Akpabio is saying, because PDP clearly shot themselves on the foot. Recall, before 2023, they did not.
You know, when I said PDP, when I brought in PDP, Abaribe was suspended from ABGA because of anti-party system.
Yes,
he's practicing, yes. And now, the same Wike is also practicing anti-party system.
You can. That's why I'm saying, I'm making an analogy that they are not the same. Because why Wike played the role he played in 2023 till date was caused by the hierarchy of PDP, because PDP failed to zone their presidential tickets to any of the section of the geographical zones of the country, which APC in their wisdom zoned their own to the south. which produced Bola Ahmed Tinubu. But it was Atiku and the former chairman of PDP, who is Iyorchia Ayo, that made Wike, play the role he's playing in PDP today. But in the case of Enyine Abaribe, you will recall that before 2023 general elections, Enyine Abaribe was tending towards Peter Obi and the Labour Party, while the highest office holder in political office in Abga is the governor of Anambra State, which is Chukwuma Soludo. And Chukwuma Soludo clearly supported Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So when we are making analogy and when we want to stray history, we, the political watchers, we know what happens when. So while Abaribe is suffering what he's suffering now, and why you hear Akpabio make such statement is because Abaribe and Soludo, they're not on the same bed, but they're in the same political party. When PDP, through Okezi Ikpeazu, the former governor of Abia State, made sure that you recall that this Abaribe served as the deputy governor to Ojo Okalo one tenure, and he was kicked out. That's when he started going to the Senate. So now that Soludo, Ojo Okalo, T.A. Oje, and Okezi Ikpeazu, they are lying on the same bed with Tinubu and APC. And you now see somebody who is from Abia State, who is not lying on the same bed with them, they won't frown at it. So while Akpabio is questioning Enyine Abaribe, is because of the indifference between Akpabio and between Soludo and Enyine Abaribe. Enyine Abaribe is in Abga, and the Soludo is in Abga, but they are not supporting the same vision, the same ideology, in the same political party. So, in as much as it is true that somebody like Enyine Abaribe has no reason whatsoever to defect, even the suspension they gave him,
he was expelled.
He was expelled. That expulsion is a kangaroo expulsion.
Okay,
that kangaroo expulsion is because he's not on the same bed.
Yeah, but
with Soludo, who is the national leader of Abga.
We should admit that Abaribe, in one way or the other, has been a great critic to the president.
No, being a great critic.
Yes. I'm heading somewhere.
Yes.
He has been a great critic, and Akpabio is a great ally of the president. Now, yes. I'm looking at it from this dimension. Don't we think this is another measure in which this distinguished senator is about being frustrated, being in his senatorial seat? Because if you look at it, other high stakeholders, most especially in the Senate, has defeated not just from the PDP only to the APC or other political forum, but they have not been so trigger action raised against now
them.
Because I'm seeing Abaribe's move to the ADC, you understand, and he stated the fact even when it was being questioned by the Senate president that is joining this coalition so that Nigerians will be heard, so that he's trying to form join a coalition that you understand that really wants to solve the Nigeria problem. So from what I'm seeing here, we could see that ADC is a striving coalition that is really going to stand against the the APC, and this is another method in which I think Tinubu's allies are trying to frustrate the great coalition coming ahead of them. So that is what I see here.
Can I make a clarification here?
Yeah.
You see, Enyine Abaribe or any other politician apart from those in PDP, Kasi, they don't need to be in ADC to coalesce. You call it a coalition, it's not a political party.
But it's a forum.
Okay,
but if you look at it, the crisis happening in other political forums, it seems the ADC tend to resist. And that is why the APC are using every measures to make sure their members are being triggered down.
All right, Ugochukwu, we are behind time, so let's hear your final thoughts. Please, your final thought on this.
From what Ojalo said, we are educating the public. We are not talking.
Let's just hear your final thoughts because we are behind time.
Is a coalition. ADC is different from the formation of APC. Recall that I told you that APC was formed. ACN wrote to INEC withdrawing their registration as a political party. CPC, which was formed by late Muhammad Buhari, wrote to INEC and withdrew their registration. Then a fraction of ABGA from Rochas Okorocha, was a governor, and AMPP also wrote to INEC withdrawing their registration mandate. All of them came together and formed APC. It's a different thing. We are talking about coalition. You can decide to support me, being just like Wike did to Tinubu. He coalited with Tinubu.
Yeah,
he did not
despite
not leave PDP even till death.
But his presence in PDP has really triggered the party down. And that is what ABGA was accusing Aberibe of. The chairman stated that he is participating in anti-party activities with the ADC when he has not formally announced his resignation. You understand? That was what the chairman said. And secondly, Aberibe, standing in the front of his distinguished senators, emphasized the fact that, look, he's leaving the party to join this coalition, but the essence of Akpabio, standing in as a bridge right now, giving him such condition. I think it's
all right. So we're going to move away from this particular Ugochukwu.
Because others are defected without much emphasis.
That is why I'm saying you're
we will
move
away from this Ugochukwu will move away from this particular story to another major development. We'll have to come back to this another time, but definitely not today. To the Igbo youth, saying that they feel insulted by the City Boy movement. Now, we could recall that the City Boy movement, taking this movement towards re-electing President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Now they had a rally in Owerri, and they invited the OYO to come join them. But they said they feel insulted. Their reasons is because the OYC, President Tinubu, their reason is because they said that Tinubu's son, that Sheyi, is busy flying, driving cars, feeling comfortable without feeling the pains of Nigerians. Now, the OYC said they will not join this rally because the IPOP leader is still in prison. Now, what do you have to say about that?
Everything in Nigeria is politics. There are some things I don't like discussing as a person, because like the name you mentioned, Sheyi, and all those who are running around
City Boy movements,
the City Boy movement, I don't give those people a cheap popularity. I don't give them this amplifying and the PR and the cheap popularity they so much desire. That's what they do. I think the Johannes Ndigbo Youth Council has done the needful.
Exactly.
Because if they who are those running around the City Boy, whatever, there is for their own selfish interest, because they want to protect their business empires. They want to fraternize with the big boys and then get free money. Yeah, I don't know. You don't know what happens in so much in the Nigerian political sector. There are a lot of free monies, and people like free money. People don't even engage. That is why you see in Nigeria a lot of people do illicit businesses. Non-state actors are everywhere. You move to the main road, our major roads in Nigeria, you find the pool and the army of young, able-bodied men being used by local government chairmen to collect money from motorists. Nobody is questioning them. Nobody is asking questions. Why are these people? Who is collecting this money at the end of the day? But every day those people come out, harass motorists, harass passerbys, harass women that are looking for their legitimate feeding money, as they say it in Nigeria. But you're talking about somebody who has started, something somewhere and want to expand or perhaps have a federal cover so that whatever the person does, the sins are forgiven. Anybody that enters APC or supports Tinubu, the person's sins will not be looked into. You are here when we are discussing about the ordeals of the former governor of Kaduna State. Even the people that were quizzing him, we are telling him, Oga, why not join APC and let those things go?
Okay, so Ugochukwu, what's your
Nigeria.
final thought on this?
So my final take here is that what some of the Igbo community boys started before, when they formed the village boys to counter this measure, people started unfollowing those people that are into
The city boys.
city boys. Most people started, the campaign of hashtag stop patronizing some of their products and their businesses. I think that's the way to go. Let the Ohanes and Igbo youth council start a campaign of unfollowing those people, because they also make money from the peasants. They also make money from the artisans. These are the people
thank
that
you,
patronize them.
Ugochukwu. I'll get back to you on. I'll get back to you. So, back to you, Ojalo. Now, do you think this Ahanese Youth Council rejecting to rally with City Boy movement? Do you think that their rejection is going to affect 2027 presidential election? Because this platform is an Igbo platform that is formed to participate in socio-political discussion affecting the Southeast and the Igbo people. And then this forum is also like a voice to the voiceless.
Yes,
and their main focus is all about Nnamdi Kanu detention in prison. So do you think that this people rejection, they will still stand by it, or they will go back to their words?
Well, kudos to the president of the OIC, that is the Youth Council, Ohanese Youth Council, that is headed by Igbo Ayaka. Yes, Igbo Ayaka has really, really demonstrated what it is to be a leader. You understand? Because I don't see any reason. He stated it very clear that why should we be, proclaiming a so-called movement when the pronounced IPOB leader is in custody, youths are in the streets, jobless, people are hungry, and the so-called founder of the so-called City Boy movement, Sheyi Tinubu, is moving around private jet. He described it as an insult to the Igbo society, which is very true. And what does the Ohanese Youth Council stand for? They stand for so many things, and they've really demonstrated it. Detention of they talked about economic hardship, and their purpose is for cultural preservation, political advocation, which they are just doing. They also talked about they also stand for economic empowering, and they also stand for security and self-defense, unity and solidarity, which they've actually demonstrated. So I think those so-called business gurus in other southeastern states, like the Obi Kobana, and so many of them, who are he inherited the so-called City Boy movement. I think they should learn from this. And now that this forum, the Ohanese Youth Council, they've really showed that yes, there are some regions in the southeast that are not just after money. They really stand solidarity for what the Igbo community, and it's a kudos to them. You understand? So those so-called people galvanizing themselves with the so-called, Sheyi Tinubu is very wise. He knows that, look, if he can win the minds of so many shenanigans there in the southeast, what is left? He knows it. Okay, how? Cassie, make your research. Fast check. How many states in the southwest, his own region of Nigeria, has he gone to start demonstrating this City Boy movement? Because he knows that the Yorubas will not definitely tolerate that. Though he has done it in some few parts, but he has not mobilized it just as the way the so-called individuals, shenanigans of that of Obi Kobana and the Kobana triples are portraying.
So we'll move away from that story.
Just as he said, it's a slap to Igbo's face, and he has really demonstrated what it is to advocate for the Igbos.
We'll move from that to another development about the veteran Nollywood actor who is also a politician, Kenneth Okonkwo, coming out to criticize APC, saying that if Tinubu goes for another 4 years, Nigeria is going to suffer huge poverty, will not survive it due to the insecurity, the high price of fuel, and so many other things happening in the country. And then he also appeal to the youth to support ADC, that ADC is the future of Nigeria. Are you in support of that?
Well, I quite support the statement of Okonkwo in one way or the other. You know, talking about the ADC being the hope of Nigeria. Well, majority of the stakeholders and individuals who are currently in the ADC are also the cause of the current situation in Nigeria. They also contributed it, and many of them they are accepted the fact, they accepted that fate. E.g., our former vice president, you could recall that. So him trying to boast for the ADC is not a good move. He should debate for his own self, not for others. We are seeing the same set of shenanigans that defected from the so-called PDP, APC, this so-called political forum that made Nigeria where it is today, forming this the ADC coalition. So Okonkwo, in his own remark, talking about, you know, voting for PDP into power again, we resort to another 4 years of economic APC rather. We resort to another 4 years of economical hardship is clear, because we could see the current administration, the promises which was given to us in 2023 has not probably more or less. Is it the insecurity, hardship, what they call it, the increase of fuel? You understand? A president came into power, the first day was inaugurated into office. Well, so just imagine, and Nigerians are playing to this tune. Government failures, name all of them. Recently, Iran and Israel are having a clash within themselves.
And it's affecting Nigeria.
Why won't it affect when we could not orchestrate what we have that will enable sustain the petroleum system of the country?
But why will it even affect Nigeria?
That is what we are saying. That is what, and they have also used these measures, this means to benefit themselves. Why the common masses are going through something. So Okonkwo has stated the fact, but he should also please stop giving credit to this so-called ADC, because we never can tell, even if ADC emerges with any personnel, even the OB himself, even if they emerge as winner, how do we think Nigeria will change overnight? What Nigeria needs right now is a new face. We need we need someone new entirely. And when I say someone new,
are you playing the devil's advocate in this context? Because 1 minute you're with Peter Obi, the next minute
I'm being honest. I might be playing the devil advocate right now, because what Nigeria need right now, I think we need a fresh body, a fresh individual that will come and change this country.
But Peter Obi is a fresh body.
Well, yes, I defend Peter Obi in most cases, but what I'm saying right now, Nigeria needs someone that will really bring a new strategic that will really change the economic system of this.
That's let's hear from Ugochukwu. Over to you, Ugochukwu.
You know, people just want to stay in the news. I've advised ADC for the uptent time that ADC should go and understudy how APC came on stream 2014, 2015. It didn't take up to a year. They were able to sweep Jonathan off.
Exactly, the PDP.
You know, PDP prided herself as the largest political party in Africa, a political party that will be in power for 60 years, but they ended up staying for 16 years. So the Lai Mohammeds of this world are no longer with APC as much, though he has not defected. But I know that after serving his principal, led Muhammad Buhari as the Minister of Information and Culture, he has not identified with the Tinubu administration. The likes of the John Odiguyegu, who was the founding chairman of APC, is now with ADC. You have the likes of Atiku Abubakar. You have the right of Rotimi Amechi, is now in ADC, who was the financier and arrowhead of the 5 governors they call the new PDP governors that left PDP in 2014 and joined the APC. You have the likes of Buba Galadima,
okay,
who is lieutenant
Ugochukwu, let's hear your final.
Yes, what I'm saying in effect is those rhetorics that Kenneth Okonkwo comes to
give credit to
the media to talk about. I don't buy those things. What I say in Nigeria, what wins the election in Nigeria is the amount of violence you can cause. No apologies for that. and the amount of money, the war chest you have to throw around.
Which is wrong.
So the money you have to throw around is the elections in Nigeria is not won on the media. It's not won on the streets, on the amount of campaign. When Obi went to Anambra, you were here when Peter Obi was going to Abuja local council election, did all the campaign, he did what happened at the end of the day. So this should tell them to sit down and plan. Meet these people on the battlefield. Match them money for money. Match them action for action. Mobilize those people that are going to win the election for you, and stop disturbing Nigerians, grabbing the headlines on the newspapers and all that.
All right, thank you so much, Ugochukwu.
Cassie,
thank you,
them.
Ugochukwu. They've heard already. They have heard already. That's it for today's edition of Citizens Dialogue. Many thanks to you,
Thank you,
Ojalo.
Cassie. Thank you for having me, Cassie.
And to you, Ugochukwu.
Yeah, thanks, Ojalo. Cassie and Ojalo. Nice citizens.
It's nice meeting you once again.
And to you, our amazing viewers, for tuning in. I am Cassie Tony, reminding you to stay informed and stay ahead. And do well to join us for more breaking news from Nigeria. A beautiful day to you.